This is 174th day of the Ukrainian resistance. This is Mediacentr Ukraine. I'm Vasily Samokhvalov, and we start our briefing with Edvards Smiltēns, Vice Mayor of Riga, Deputy Head of Riga City Council. Good morning to you.
Вітаю, дорогі друзі українці.
Пане
Good morning, dear Ukrainian friends. So let us start with the most important question. Latvia has designated Russia as a state sponsor of terrorism. So what preceded it, how did it happen, and what will the consequences be?
I think that's a logical decision because everybody saw what happened in Kramatorsk, what happened in many other places, what is happening every day in Ukraine. We see, and I was a witness. I was in Ukraine in April in my visit. I was in Bucha, Irpin, Berodyanka as well, not only Kiev and Lvov. And I saw these people, and we see pictures of children without legs, and it's something unimaginable in 21st century. So we, as a world, we civilized world, we historically punished North Korea of nuclear threats. We punished countries in the Middle East for terrorism. This is the same thing, and it's maybe worse because it's not one action, it's an everyday action. So it's a logical step for Latvian parliament to step up for values and to declare Russia as a terrorist state. What consequences? I think we need everybody in a civilized world to recognize Russia as a terrorist state. It means the same thing for as we had for other countries. Like Middle East, some groups or North Korea who made nuclear threats, we just sanctioned them. Every contract, every business deal is under sanctions, and this is how we isolate these countries, and we have some really influential push on them.
Пане Едвардсе, так і
Mr. Smiltēns, it so historically happened that in Latvia, in Riga, and around Riga, there were and still are a lot of Russian nationals living. What is the situation with them these days?
With Russian nationals, we can't say that there is one particular portrait of Russian nationals. We had, and my signature was under the document in Riga City Council about the demontage of the occupation monument. This is how I call this. It was built in Soviet times, and it was called the Monument of Victory or Monument of Liberators. In fact, we had 50 years of occupation at liberation. And we clearly understand and we see that maybe half of the population, Russian-speaking population, are silent about this question. They clearly understand why it's happening, and there is a part of Russian-speaking population who is totally against and ready to protest and so on. That's the same thing with the Ukraine question. There are Russian-speaking people who are clearly understanding what's happening, that this is a genocide, that Russia itself became a Nazist country on behaviors, just like Hitler did in Second World War period. And we clearly see that there are people who are still watching Russian TV and believing all this stuff. So we don't have a clear portrait on that. But of course, the total majority is for supporting Ukraine and doing whatever we can to support. I think our common fight for freedom and independence and democracy, because you are fighting for us as well, for Latvia and Baltic states as well. We clearly understand that.
Дякую дуже.
Thank you so much. We know that you have delivered help to Ukraine yourself. I know that yesterday Latvia officially announced that it has provided combat helicopters to Ukraine. So, what is the assistance Latvia is providing to Ukraine these days?
I know that in the very, very first moments of the war, we were the first ones who sent the Javelin or these portable rocket systems, and it helped to defend first attacks on Kiev. And of course, actually, I started to work with Ukrainian question in supporting Ukraine in 11th of February. We met with Ambassador Alexander Mischenko. You have an amazing ambassador. He's working 24/7 and doing amazing things here in Latvia. We met and we made a program to support Ukraine, and we were the very first ones in Europe. In Riga City Council, we put a Ukrainian flag on the balcony alongside the Latvian flag and European Union flag. So we made a Ukraine Support Week, and it was a few weeks before the war started. So we were prepared, and when the war started, we already had systems built and ready to support refugees, to start supporting with humanitarian aid Ukraine. Already in the second day of war, I had Ukrainians in my office who had came here with the cargo vehicles, and we provided everything they needed, and we launched a donation.lv program, and we collected more than 11 million euros. And we have many things happened during this time, and I was in Ukraine together with 11 buses, city buses, full of 88 tons of humanitarian aid. We collected them near the supermarkets. People brought all this stuff. And right now is the moment that we understand that it's more and more difficult to get donations. So what I'm doing already starting from April, we are transforming this help to different systems. I'm really happy that Latvia launched a system, medicalhelp.com. It's mhelp.com. Many Ukrainian hospitals are inside in this system, and it provides clear accounting of needed support and providers who provide it, and Riga became a logistics center for medical help. And we collected, during just 1 month of action, we collected more than 6 million euros support. And I'm also I had a agreement with the 2 biggest supermarket chains in Latvia, that we will start to put special packages for Ukraine, and everybody could buy extra package alongside their own purchases, and we will help with the medical help, with the hygiene things, with the food, and many other things. And of course, weaponry, from 1/3 of our defense budget is actually going to Ukraine right now. I can count down many things, but the one thing that Ukrainians should know, we will support till the very victory, because we clearly understand that it's our victory as well, and it's our both fight for values and for independence.
Пане Едвардсе, paldies.
Mr. Edvards, paldies for all your support, for helping Ukraine, for standing with Ukraine, and for believing in Ukraine. We've talked to Edvards Smiltēns, the Vice Mayor of Riga, Deputy Head of Riga City Council. We discussed the way Latvia is supporting Ukraine to fight Russia. Thank you so much.